The night always felt heavier around Lower Manhattan, but on one late autumn evening, the wait seemed unreal. A faint hum echoed between the towers, almost like old stone whispering through steel. A lone historian walked the empty street, studying the shadows that stretched unnaturally long across the pavement. Every time he looked up, the buildings seemed a little closer, almost leaning in, like they were watching him. And even though the city was never truly quiet, this stretch of road felt trapped in a strange dead zone, as if time itself had paused. He had come to study the roots of New York's architecture for an upcoming exhibit, but the deeper he went into its past, the more something felt off. Old maps showed structures that shouldn't have existed, streets that shifted over decades, and foundations that appeared where nothing had ever been built. It was like the city had erased certain memories. Around the 90th word mark, he felt a pulse in the air, like a low thump, almost alive, coming from the old Trinity Wall Street grounds. He followed it, even though every instinct told him to leave. The spot he reached had once been the anchor of the city's earliest architecture. Wooden Dutch homes, stone British fortifications, and later American federal buildings, all rising and falling like layers of skin. But tonight, under the flickering streetlight, the ground looked different. The historian felt the cold shift under him, almost like something was breathing from below. People always said New York was built on ambition, but standing there, he sensed it was built on something else, something that never wanted to be disturbed. As he dug deeper into archives days earlier, he discovered strange notes left by past architects. They wrote about hearing tapping under the stone when they worked late. Some mentioned seeing brick walls appear overnight where scaffolding had never been placed. A few even hinted that early Lenape structures, wiped out long ago, left behind foundations that refused to stay silent. Now, as a faint rumble rose again, he realized those stories weren't just folklore. At around 280 words, the streetlight above him flicked once, twice, then held steady. And right then, he saw it. The outline of the surrounding buildings had shifted, just slightly, but enough to make his stomach drop. Corners looked sharper, windows taller, and the entire skyline in this pocket of the city curved inward like a giant ribcage closing. It felt like the architecture itself was rearranging, adjusting its shape the way a living thing would in its sleep. New York grew fast, too fast, and every era left behind bones buried under concrete. The historian finally understood something most people never noticed. Each new structure wasn't simply built, it consumed what came before. And tonight, those buried forms were stirring again. The hum in the air deepened, vibrating through the soles of his shoes. The street beneath him felt soft, almost warm, like it remembered him. By the time dawn touched the skyline, the street had returned to normal. Workers and tourists walked over the same ground, unaware anything had happened. Only one detail stood out. The historian was gone. His notes, though, were found near the curb, pages filled with frantic lines about buildings that shifted on their own, and an ancient shape rising beneath the grid layout. The last page held only one sentence. The city isn't built on history. It's built on something that still wants to grow.